Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know this, when I'm not blogging, doing YouTube, doing Instagram photos and all that stuff, my day job is I am a flight attendant. I'm a flight attendant for a very large passenger airline. And right now, flying is interesting. We all know what's going on. There are some world events that have really affected the travel industry. It's been very interesting to keep working during this time. I, as a flight attendant, am considered an essential worker, so while everyone is ordered to shelter in place or self-isolate or quarantine or safer at home or whatever, I am still out here working. Tonight I am flying just to Dallas, one leg as we say, or one flight. But my job has changed quite a bit in the last 3 weeks, and I just thought it might be interesting for you guys to see exactly what has changed and what it's like out there in the airports and on the airplanes now that things are quite a bit different. So let's go. One thing that's the same is that I have to show up an hour before my flight. Fun fact about flight attendants is we don't actually get paid until the aircraft door is closed. So even though I have to show up an hour before and have to deal with boarding and all that, when we're helping you with your bags and everything, we are not getting paid. So that part's the same, unfortunately. So airports these days are pretty much ghost towns. Most things are closed, even a lot of food places. You can get takeout in some, but like everything's closed. Ah, here's one that's open. You can get a couple of snacks, so that's good news.
Welcome to Los Angeles. This
nobody
is
here.
Eric.
Okay, so I have scanned in and I'm about to go get down on the plane where I will check my emergency equipment. And normally I would check my catering, but we have recently stopped service on all flights, except for the really long flights. People get some food in first class, but since we're just going to Dallas, it's like 2.5 hours. No service at all except by request. So we'll still have some drinks available, but only if people will request them. So not much to check. On boarding, and I'm just going to show you real quick what that looks like. Yeah. That's what that looks like. There's a total of 4 passengers on board. No one in first class, 4 passengers. There are, including the pilots, 6 crew members, so there's more crew members on here than there are passengers. And that's what it's like to be a flight attendant in March of 2020. Welcome to Texas. That plane sat almost 200 people, 4 passengers, and I had to make an announcement when we landed that people are supposed to quarantine when they get to Texas. So everyone coming in from California, if they're staying in Texas, have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And apparently we're going to be met by some troopers or policemen or something, so we'll see what that looks like. We do have some Texas state troopers out here who are making people fill out some forms, and if they have any symptoms of any type of illness. And here in DFW, it is 12:45 in the morning and they are busy at work sanitizing the airport. So that is what is going on in the airports. Police.
Did it say upper level or lower level? Lower. You alright? Y'all know where
There's more police here than there are passengers. I've just made it into my layover hotel for the night. This part hasn't really changed, still just a normal layover. The restaurants in most of the hotels are closed, or if they're not closed, they just have a limited menu where you have to go down and pick it up and bring it back to your room, but I don't usually buy food at the hotel, so it's not that much different for me. And one thing I always do, which has not changed, is my murderer check. Let's check for murderers, shall we? None in the closet. Bathroom's good. How do you open this? Okay. This is locked. I can't open the door. I'm gonna assume there's nobody out there because I can't open the door. Now I'm actually pretty tired. Usually I'm like super wired when I get into my room and I have tea and watch TV and stuff, but I'm probably still gonna have tea and watch TV, but I might go to sleep a lot faster than I normally do. So the plan for tomorrow is I am supposed to deadhead back to LA, which means that it's basically crew repositioning. So I will fly as a passenger. I'll still be on duty. I'll still be getting paid like a flight attendant. They're just repositioning me back to my base. So I'm not actually working the flight. I'll just be in a seat unless I get reassigned, which sometimes happens if they need me somewhere else, but I would like to just go home tomorrow. And the flight, I think, has more people than just 4 passengers. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how empty the airport is tomorrow. So good night for now, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. Just leaving my hotel so I can head back to the airport and get my deadhead flight. As I said yesterday, a deadhead is basically crew repositioning, so I'm just going to be a passenger. So far my schedule hasn't changed, so if all goes well, I should be home by about 1:30 in the afternoon. After a short ride to the airport, I am back at DFW. I've gone through crew security back in the terminal. And again, it is pretty much a ghost town. There's a few people, but I should say that it is 11 o'clock in the morning here. It's not some weird time. Everything mostly seems to be open, more open than LA was, but you can't sit inside any of the restaurants. It's all takeaway. They're advertising a lot of employee menus, which is nice because I'm an employee, but I think I'm just gonna get some coffee and a breakfast sandwich somewhere. Okay, I've made it on my deadhead flight. This flight's not quite as empty as my one last night. It has about 20 people on it, but they still put me in a row with another person. Decided to guess and see. Pretty sure this one is going to be open, so I've got pretty much lots of social distancing space. Everything is pretty empty. Lots of stuff is closed. Lots of new situations like the state troopers last night. I've never seen anything like that before. And it's interesting being an essential employee because I'm exempt from a lot, which makes me feel cool, but also at the same time like I have quarantine FOMO. So it's changing every day. I really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but as of right now it's pretty stressful for me to fly, so I have been considering taking a few months off because they are offering leaves of absence, so we'll see how that goes. Might be a nice break to just hit the reset button and make sure everything gets back to normal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more flight attendant stuff, please let me know. And we do have lots of amazing travel vlogs coming up soon. Ones that we've already filmed. They're not currently traveling, but you don't want to miss those. I guarantee it. Alright, thanks guys. This is the Awkward Tourist out.